What up? What up? What's sibbity? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Wrap Up, aka Kicking It with the Cousins. Tony on the mic, and as always, with me is my mailman, your mailman. The Billy Jean is not my lover mailman. I'm talking about Oz, the people's mailman. Oz, what's going on, brother?
Wow, these introductions are getting better and better, bro. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I like that one.
I knew you would, man. That's I don't know, for some reason Billie Jean has kind of been the theme of the week. So
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
Let's go
yeah,
with it.
yeah. So why not? So listen, man, another week in the hobby for the primos. Fun week. Did a couple things, in addition to our regular episode, but we'll talk about the other thing later. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, man, how's the week been for the people's mail, man?
It's not bad, a little hot out there, so I got to make sure I stay hydrated. But for the most part, we had Memorial Day weekend, which was pretty cool. Now it kind of sucks for me because I spent all day finally getting my pool, well, attempting to get my pool ready. I have an above ground pool and got all the water out, did the whole nine, and then I realized there was about 182 holes at the bottom of my of my pool cover. So now, I'm in the process of ordering all the stuff to replace it. So that was kind of a pain in the ass. But other than that, Memorial Day weekend was pretty cool. How was yours?
Pretty good, man. Just I mean, you know me, dude. I'm barbecuing all day, every day. So, it's like Memorial Day here all the time. But just without the having to work. But no, it was cool. It was cool, man. So listen, before we get into it, Steve Splender's here. Steve was Steve said it's definitely hot. He got 30 miles run in this week so far.
Wow.
That's dope, man. Tip of the hat to you, dude. I used to be that used to be my thing, man, running, and then just
Yeah.
I used to like it.
Yeah, you were a marathoner.
I did, man. I liked it. It was a nice way to clear the mind and just kind of get out there. Maybe I got to get back out there, But
Yeah. Didn't you do a couple of Tough Mudders?
I did the Spartan. I actually did one at Citizens Bank Park. That was fun. It was in the park. It was cool. And that was fun. You actually had to run to the top of the stadium,
Oh, wow.
then come down and do all the stuff. So yeah, it was I was a bit of a specimen at a time.
Look at you.
That's mind over matter stuff. But
Yeah.
so, anyways, man, let's get into the recap, man. So we had Lee and Sergey this week from 222 Cards. That was fun having them on. The old husband and wife dynamic.
Yeah.
Which is always something that you said it's not rare, but it's not rare, but it is, at the same time, because you don't see a lot of that. So talk to me about, actually this was your usually, I kind of do most of the running for the guests, but these were people you pulled up, and so just talk to me a little bit about
them. As I had explained, I was posting a lot of my AI collection, my PC, and Lee had reached out to me and she was like, oh my God, I love your Allen Iverson collection. And we just started chatting about Allen Iverson and how much she loves him and how her and her husband collect. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, you're 222 Cards. And she's like, yeah, And I was like, man. So we just started talking about that dynamic. And I did a little bit more research and I was like, listen, I love what you guys are doing. I always like to get that backstory on people when, they're doing big things in the hobby. And I always love that dynamic of husband and wife, because for us, that's like a whole foreign concept. It would never exist having our wives, with us hand in hand doing this hobby, and nonetheless them taking over and being, the face of the business, which Lee does. You got Sergey, aka Butch, in the background. You talk about the sugar daddy. That Sergey's the real sugar daddy behind the scenes. Pulling all the strings. But Lee's out there doing her thing, which is cool. They're doing break in. They're doing what were we saying? The moon packs. So
they're I mean, they're essentially like those packs, mystery packs.
Yeah, they call them moon packs because they're the people that you can't lose on their mystery packs. So I think that's pretty cool. And they've been doing it for 2 years, and slowly but surely. And it sounds like they got big things on the horizon that they couldn't give us all the details. But I'm thinking pretty soon, once Fanatics does some things, they might have a little things to do with fanatics.
Little something something there. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Oh, there's before I get to answering you, there's your boy saying happy Thursday, card fam.
Oh, you know who our boy is, Mr. James Lou. Man, what's up, baby? What's up? We got a man,
Yeah.
Splendid Mr. Sweetness, doing his
Yeah,
thing.
Splenda. James Lumen says Splenda. He's a runner. He's a track star. But not so getting back to Lee and Sergey. Yeah, man, it's cool to see. Just they're making it work, man. Because you really like that. Like I said, whatnot. There's tons of competition out there. Tons of people ripping products. So first of all, for you to stand out is tough. To
Yeah,
retain the customer is another thing, and then to grow is a whole another thing. So
yeah.
and it seems like they're doing all three to the point now. Like I said, you got to get that application, and they're looking for some breakers or
Hey, man.
whatever it is,
You
and
know, we might be able to do a couple moon packs, little packs to the moon, mystery packs to the moon, little cousin
yeah,
Oz, cousin Tony, cousin special. You know, a little 30 minute. You know, we'll be doing some rips,
yeah, I like that.
whatnot. You know, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, man. So big thanks to those guys for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. If you haven't heard it, check it out. It's up on our podcast. With this week being a holiday week, it kind of gets you get out of the routine, the rhythm a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. Just, like you said, they took the bull by the horns, and they're making it happen. And it's about the execution. But then once you get the plan, you execute it. But then it's about being passionate about what you're doing, coming across authentic, which, they are collectors at heart. And then, treating their customers right, which is a big thing as well. Not just getting in it for the money and putting out crap in these mystery packs. They've learned a long time ago that that's not going to work. So they really take the time and do quality packs so that it's a win-win situation for everybody. So that's pretty cool. Check them out.
yeah, for sure. And James says I should be ring announcing.
I did a little bit of that on one of the episodes. I forget which one that was for, where I did
Yeah,
a
I forget that was pretty cool. I have to listen back to
yeah.
that. So speaking of Memorial Day weekend, man. So while everybody was either barbecuing or doing whatever it is that they do, there were some deals to be had out there. And I
Mhm.
remember hitting you in the commission up before, I think maybe Thursday or Friday-ish. I said, hey, by the way, this weekend, holiday weekend, people will be distracted. Some things are going to fall through the cracks. Uh, so I know I did take advantage of it.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but talk to me a little bit about Memorial Day weekend buys.
It was very good. I've been keeping a secret from you and from
Ah,
everyone,
ah, ah,
but that's okay because I owe you a couple.
okay.
So, unfortunately, since these were such good buys, these had to go to the eBay authenticator. So it's going to take a little bit. So the one I'm really waiting on, that is it's a grail. It's a grail for me. Will be arriving on June 12th. So I can't reveal that one just yet, but it's definitely something I've since the beginning been looking to get into, and I was just going through the Memorial Day, you know, deals and specials where everybody's out there celebrating, putting, swimming and out there running and clearing their mind. Cousin Oz was toiling away trying to get those deals, and I came across one that I couldn't pass up, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got me something very nice."
Is that the one that you told me I caused you to lose? Because I didn't
No,
buy that for a second.
no, no,
Oh,
no, no. That was. I was pissed about that one
oh,
because we literally, the game came on. It was Game 7 of the Celtics and
right.
the Heat, and then you were just like texting me, and I totally lost focus because it was like 10 minutes left when you started texting me.
Okay.
And then I got too involved in the game and too involved in your text. And then I realized, I was like, oh my God, I just gave up an opportunity to get a banger. And it was a bang. You know what it was. It was the
Yeah.
Platinum Portrait Allen Iverson, where normally those cards are going anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500. It sold for 900. And I was so pissed that I missed that one
Yeah.
because I would have pulled the trigger on that.
Yeah. 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 I did the same. Remember I told you that I don't buy Clementes online because why bother? But dude, 58 the 58 Clemente, there's two versions, a white letter and a yellow letter. I have the yellow letter, and just I have all these cards up on my my saves. I just always look because you never know anyways. But And sure enough, man, there it is. And I was able to pick it up for like $200 under what they normally go for. Really nice centering. It's out to Authenticator, so that's a, maybe
Yeah.
I'll get it this week sometime or next week, I guess. The week's already over. But yeah, I told you, I was like, dude, got one. It's like, yeah, I gotta, even with the eBay fees and all that stuff, it was still cheaper than I have seen them at shows.
Yeah.
So with nice centering, which is the low grade, nice centering, low grade, nice eye appeal. That's now a thing given recent events. Uh, for me, it's always been a thing because that's all I can afford. Like when you get into the sevens, the eights, and nines of these vintage cards,
Yeah.
you got to sell an arm and a leg and all that stuff. So I've always, since once I got the gist of vintage and what to look for, it's always been those low grades, high eye appeal. And yeah, I was able to get to 58 white letters, and I have both of those. Check those off the list. Now down to, I think, about 9 or 10 more that I need.
Nice.
So the Memorial Day weekend values were definitely there for the cousins. I'm excited to see what you got cooking up there,
And
brother.
I was hoping, like, I did kind of like I did something that's very contradictory to something that I said a few weeks back when you asked me what's the worst card that a company can produce. So I
Mm-hmm.
came across that card, a
Okay.
perfect example of it, and I said, you know what? I can't pass up on this because this is too good for the show. Wasn't very expensive. It came out to $17. It has my favorite player, Allen Iverson, and it's Allen Iverson in a Denver Nuggets, not Denver, yeah, Denver Nuggets uniform
Yeah.
with a Sixers patch.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta put you on.
This is,
That's
I don't have
wild.
it, but this is shoot.
Oh, it turned, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Huh.
yes.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's flipping
So
around on you, but
yeah, so the A, that's the patch, is a Sixers patch, black uniform, and then it has the him in the Denver Nuggets. So I was like, you know what, this is too funny.
wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that one in. So that one's on its way. That should be here shortly, and it's actually it's serial numbered at a 199. So it's a 2007 2008 Fleer Ultra Allen Iverson game used jersey patch. So the patch is a Sixers, and the uniform of the picture of him is in a Denver Nuggets, which is pretty funny.
Okay. Fair enough. Congrats on that. Can't wait to see that
Thank you.
get in there. So Steve was hoping that it was a 101 Splenda sugar packet that you had purchased, but I don't think it
I'm still
was.
waiting for that. That should be coming in the mail. You should be sending me one of those signed, sir.
Yeah. Papa Jim says, "Hello, cousins. What's the drink of choice tonight for the show? Hope all is well for you guys. Oz, what's the drink of choice for tonight
That's
for
high
you?"
quality H2O, brother.
Yeah, I'm there with you too. We got the
Yeah,
Bobby Boucher going tonight.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
too poor to have the bottled water, so I got mine from the sink.
you drink sink water. I can't mess with sink water,
No,
man.
well, it's filtered through my
Oh,
refrigerator.
okay. I got you. Now, back in the day, I mean, it was nothing to, rip open see how, like, dude, back in the day,
Back
you
in the
rip
day, we were
open the
going by
hose.
the hose. We were drinking from the hose in the back.
Yeah,
Yo,
bro.
bro,
You
we
ever
did so
get,
much
you ever get burned because like,
hot ass water.
dude, one time I got burned by hot ass water at my grandpa's house. I was like, what a dumbass, man. I was just sitting
Yo,
there,
that's the
bam, like,
worst. You're
dude,
thirsty as hell. It's about 110 degrees outside. You quick run, you're dying of
yeah,
thirst, and you turn it on, and the first thing, it's
yeah,
hot ass water because it's been sitting there forever. You
yeah.
don't even realize it. You start spitting it out like, oh Jesus.
Yeah. My kids today would look at me like if I had three heads. If I told them to drink water out the hose,
Oh,
they just
bro,
they're
they
like,
would break out all the, like, alcohol and everything to sanitize your ass. Be like, we gotta take you to the hospital. You can have
yeah, like
tetanus or
it's
something.
yeah, like yo, you're good. So Steve says Oz is coming to the Nuggets. Yeah, I know. Oz is
Yeah,
once
little by little, all my AI PC is gonna switch to Nuggets real
yeah.
soon.
Cousin Sal's in the chat. What's going on,
I'm
Sal? Yeah. By the way, guys, check out Sal, man. He's got a nice show coming putting together down in at the Philly airport, man. He's got some nice guests. So definitely check that out if you're in the area. Papa Jim says sink water is definitely better than toilet water. Could
Agreed.
be, yeah, yeah, could be.
Agreed. I
Depends
got a
what kind
question.
of
If you were dying of thirst, right, and you couldn't make it, let's just say you fell, you
where the
knocked
hell are
yourself
we
out,
going?
you knocked yourself out in a bathroom, and you woke up, but you couldn't move, but you're dying of thirst. Would you drink that toilet water? Like you had to drink it to survive because you
Yeah,
couldn't move.
I would try to get to the tank first in the
The tank.
inside. If that all, and then if all else fails, then I mean, it is what it is. I think at this point,
Just hoping that nobody went to the bathroom and
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. I mean, whatever. I said, dude. I mean, again, dude. It was drinking out of the hose and stuff like that back then. So I think we've built up enough immunity
Yeah.
to.
Like, bro, when's the last time you drank from an actual public water fountain?
Oh man, good question. I can't even tell you.
Because before COVID, I would do that on a regular.
Yeah, I can't
You know,
even.
I'd be at a Walmart or whatever, dying of
Oh,
thirst.
that's yeah.
And
Most
now,
of the time, I see them that they're out of order.
yeah,
So
well,
I don't
that's
even.
like after COVID, everything got shut down. It was like, I think those are extinct.
Yeah, I don't know. They went by way of the phone booth.
Mhm.
I don't
We're
know.
bringing out stuff splendid. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Sure. Papa Jim does though. He
Oh,
knows
yeah,
what we're
Papa
talking about.
Jim.
Yeah. Now, speaking of stuff Splenda might know about, because Splenda is keeps up with, I don't know how much anymore, but we've learned a lot of stuff about some of these things with these hobby scandals over the last year or so, or from the beginning of time. But we had here, I said hobby scandals that we were appalled by at the time, but have either accepted it, forgotten about it over time, or just don't care anymore. I think that the life expectancy of a hobby scandal is like a week, and then after that, it's like whatever.
Well, there's some that last longer than others. But there's been some things like, well, we have the Evan Mathis was pretty much one of the latest, and that still kind of stings. The more it leaves your mind. You try not to think about it, but the fact that
Yeah,
he's pretty much out there on record saying, "Listen, man, anything that's slabbed up with a high grade, especially vintage, was probably at one point, altered or trimmed, and you know, just you got to accept it." So it's kind of a tough thing. So, but like you said, the hobby moves on from such things. So you're appalled at that point in time, and then a week or two later, you're back doing to normal, just back on eBay or back going to shows, and you're doing your thing like nothing ever happened. But it still stays there in the back of your mind. I know for one, that really appalled you, that almost caused you to leave the hobby at one point, where we had to get you on the couch, and I had to like talk you off the ledge and be like, "Nah, it's gonna be okay, bro." When you went out and you purchased the Metal Universe Champions boxes, that were not licensed, and but they still had PMGs, they still had jambalayas, they still had Jordan and Tiger Woods and LeBron James and all the great athletes. It just, and even some great celebrities, but everything was unlicensed. So the pictures, some were cool, some weren't, and but still, that product is just something that's near and dear to a lot of people, especially '90s collectors. And inserts, they really have a love for that product. And it was the arenas actually had come back and did a design, and went above and beyond. It's just without the license, it's tough, man.
yeah,
It kind of throws everything out of whack. But we were hyped about it. You actually picked up 2 boxes at the height of it, so you spent a pretty penny. um,
yeah,
and then as soon as they were coming out, I mean, those things were skyrocketing, you know and then all of a sudden card porn comes out and just completely tears it a new asshole, bashes it, and prices, just they just totally crapped on it, and the prices of the boxes went from over $1,000 to like 250, and like overnight, which
yeah,
that kind of like really hit you hard, because you put your hard-earned money into that stuff, and we were like questioning, like, why. First of all, who the hell's in charge of card porn now? And why are they deciding to bash this product of all the products that they could talk about? Because there's
mhm,
always a product that's coming out every week or every couple of days. They decided to get on this one and really, really, trash it, because somebody had put up a post about the Jordan PMG, the green PMG, and asked for an astronomical number. Um, and why wouldn't you? The original PMGs, those go for, if a Jordan green PMG today would go up for auction, that thing would probably, maybe one of Jordan's highest selling cards, if not
yeah,
$1 million to $2 million card. Keep it real. So obviously this isn't that, but they're still rare cards. It's still Jordan and it's still a PMG. So maybe something, $10,000, $20,000 card, which is still good. If you were to go ahead and rip a box, you bought a box for $1,000 and you got a green Jordan PMG and you sold it for 10,000, you'd be happy, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So, but this guy put the post up, on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, Facebook, the hell I'm talking, eBay, and they picked it up and then they try to make a joke of it. So it was just a whole weird situation with car porn, and car porn still hasn't like recovered in my eyes. I still don't know what the hell they're trying to do. Ever since whoever was in charge had left and they were quote unquote, hobby police, but who knows, man.
Yeah, I don't know. To this day, I can't figure out what the agenda was behind that. And man, I hit the unfollow button a few days after, and I'm like, I haven't hit it, and haven't come back since. And so I just, yeah, that really confused me. Why they chose to go after that particular product so hard. I mean, to the point where I was like, geez, I was like, are they like, is this a Panini or who is this? Like, who are you? Like, I mean, I don't know what the heck was going on
Well, the
there.
crazy thing was you were so excited because even the build up for like the 6 months before the product came out, you were just like happy because it was something that one I wasn't able to get, and when I tried to get it, the price was either too ridiculous or it was just it was sold out. Like the product was sold out for a long time, and then when it would come up, it would be snatched up right away. So you were actually able to get 2 boxes, and you got in it early, quote unquote, that you thought that okay, I can
Right. I didn't pay it at the height, but still, it was still expensive.
right. So before the release, you would have made like what, almost $500 on the box, or maybe even
Yeah.
more. Yeah, because those
Yeah.
things had gotten up to like $1,300.
Yeah. 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 For sure. But I mean, yeah, I didn't expect that. And yeah, I haven't recovered yet. That is one. That is one. That
You're
is one scandal that I have not forgotten.
so you already ripped one box,
I did, and I have
and
the other one just sitting there.
yeah,
Like,
so you weren't too thrilled with what you got there.
no, I got a
Um,
Scotty Barnes auto.
yeah, which he was a rookie at the time, and
Yeah, he
obviously
was like,
Scott, he won Rookie of the Year, but he just isn't that dude.
nah, man. He was like he looked like he was in like a Sunday church league uniform. It was just it wasn't it, man. So Spender said he got burned on a hobby box at WWE Prism.
Yeah, man, those things, they went to the moon. Like for a hot minute, WWE was, you even dabbled in it, and you came up on that.
I was able to, yeah, that I was able to circumvent and actually come out on the other side of it okay.
Yeah.
Because I bought singles. And
Yes,
actually I didn't buy Prism. I bought the Tops Chrome or whatever that, yeah, I think it was Tops Chrome.
the 5-time.
The Five Timers Club. Yeah, yeah. So I was able to get into that early enough where I was able to be okay and not like, I mean, dude, I had the first Rock Gold Prism PSA 10.
Yeah,
I was the first one I was the first one to market with that, so it was kind of nice to get that out there. And yeah, that I was in the plus because it was just under circumstances just buying singles instead of the boxes, because the box I would have never been able to get my money back. Yeah, Sal, don't encourage Oz. He's been wanting me to rip this box. He says, Sal
oh
says, let's rip it live.
no, I'm
So,
telling him he probably has a green Jordan PMG just
sure,
sitting
yeah,
there,
yeah,
which people will pay good money for that card. You're not going to get 500,000, but people will pay $10,000 for that card, and you probably have it just sitting there, bro.
I might. Maybe one of these days
I'm
when
just
I
saying,
have.
like what you already lost.
Yeah, I know, but I
To
mean,
open it up
yeah, but if
for
if I lost, yeah, but here's the thing, like the more boxes are out there than the less that are open, and they're like, oh, they ripped up another box. So now they're just the illusion that there could be something in there is probably worth more than
that's
opening
like
it.
me holding on to that when I think it's already been hit, the Space Jam
Oh
LeBron
yeah,
James cards.
it's
I
been
got
hit.
two
Yeah,
got two boxes that are sitting there, and I was like, man, if I just as long as I don't open them, that could still have the LeBron James autograph in there. So I still believe it, but I know it's not true.
yeah. So just rip that. You get those, rip those. You can rip those live. Get some Bugs Bunnies and all that stuff.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll make a deal.
Sure.
I'll rip
Yeah.
mine, you rip yours.
Right. 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 Yeah. We'll have to talk about it. We'll see. Maybe. Um, Dude, let's switch it up a little bit though. So last week I touched a little bit on my binder here of 1956 tops,
Hmm.
but you have a really nice one with some sweet 90s basketball that I told you. So I'll save it for next time because you kind of talked about uh, the 70s one you had, but I want to talk to you more about the 90s binder that you have. And now you didn't build that, right? You bought that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, is it complete and set? Like, tell me what the set is, and it's complete. And if it's not, are you gonna be looking to chase it, or is it just kind of you gonna leave it the way you have it now? Or
So I was set up at the Fishtown Card Show, and it was towards the end of the day. And I was wheeling and dealing that day. I had a really good day, and a girl came up, female, probably in her 30s. And she came up. She had a couple things. She had a couple binders, and then her little case. And she's like, "Hey, did you want to look at my binder?" I was like, "Sure." And I'm like thinking to myself, what the hell is this?" And she comes up with this binder with Magic Johnson.
let me put
This
you
is the
on.
binder, and I'm like, "Oh boy, what it,
Yeah,
what is she could possibly have in here that I would like, that I would want?" I'm ready to just smile. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I proceed to open up said binder, and it's the 1997 Skybox EX 2001 set. These are so hard to see without.
yeah. It's hard to see with the glare because of the
Yeah,
light, but those are sweet, man.
yeah, and so there's some missing. I have to go through it. She actually had it, number in order, so,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. So I know what's missing. So there are definitely some, but we got Dikembe Mutombo, we got uh, freaking Tim Hardaway, Jason Kidd, and then she had the big boys. She had Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, which those are the ones I sent, and I got them actually
Yeah.
graded. And I, for shits and giggles, I was like, what, let me see what these would grade. So the Jordan came back in 8, which isn't bad.
Yeah. Considering it was in a binder.
Yeah, this for 20 years, and then my Iverson came back in 8.
Nice.
And surprisingly, I got 2 9s. One was Tracy McGrady,
Wow.
and then Kobe Bryant.
Sheesh.
So
That's so nice. That's so sweet to think that they've been in there for that long and then they can still pull a nice grade.
yeah, yeah. But dude, the acetate, I've always, I love this set ever since I've seen it, and it's reminiscent of the other sets that I really, really love that are grails for me when it comes to Allen Iverson. But this is like a kind of lower tier, and it's a perfect set to build, and it's still way cool, and it looks even crazier in the binder because when you look, you go to look in a binder, you're not expecting to see all acetate cards with that
Right.
type of a design, and just the overall these things, they seem like they're expensive cards.
Yeah, they do. Because when I see them at shows, I always think I'm like, man, those are cool. Like some of them are $1, $2, depending who it is, and I'm like,
But
man, that
they're
seems.
similar almost to like the Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? It's like they're similar cards, and even the design might be even better. It's just
I think it's better. The Dunkin' Donuts, I do like that, but it's kind of gimmicky
yeah, I was
almost.
gonna say they're more gimmicky with the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But that, yeah, that's a really nice set. And when I saw you pick that up at the show, I was like, oh wow. I was like, dang. I said,
it was
man,
just it was a weird situation. First,
I
it
would have
was
picked them up.
yeah, yeah. The female came over and then she was like, "Do you want them?" I was like, "Yeah, give them to me." As soon as she opened that binder, I was like, "Yes, all day."
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean that's
And the
that's
Magic Johnson, that's just icing on the cake. The
yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Is that an insert in there or is that really a
Yeah, it's an insert.
yeah.
Actually, this is the way it was built. No,
Okay.
this is an actual, yeah,
Okay, that's an
a
actual binder.
Magic
Okay.
binder. So
Gotcha.
you know how old this is, from 1996.
Wow. James is asking, were they in penny sleeves in the binder or just straight raw?
That's a
Because the
good
grades
question.
are
Let me
impressive.
double check. They were in penny sleeves.
Okay. Wow. So
Yep.
she knew. Yeah.
Yep. Yo, she took care of her stuff. She has some other stuff. She was very impressive, and she knew she's been a collector for a very long time. So I was
Okay.
impressed by her. So can't always judge a book by its cover, and that's almost, like that's, I should slap myself for thinking those things, but it's almost kind of like, well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
That's
that's
because
just,
of the way the way you're brought up in the hobby or
yeah.
whatever. Like, they
You
don't
just
know
brought
that.
up period. You think, oh, this
Yeah,
is like a male dominated. Either, whether
yeah,
it's females playing sports or being in the hobby, you kind of like that machismo. You just think,
yeah.
then there was one girl that I remember when I was in high school, Steph Twyman. Her brother played with me, Chris Twyman, on our high school basketball team, and there was four brothers and her. And her whole life, she was surrounded by males, and she would play basketball and like all
Mhm.
sports. And she was a killer. And I remember one time she was talking smack, and she's like, "Yo, let's play 1-on-1." And I was like, "I will destroy you." She's like, "No, you won't." I said, "Yes, I will." I said, "Let's go." And dude, she was giving it to me. And she was rough. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Like posting up, playing the whole night, hitting shot. I was like, so I had to get serious. It's like one of those, you're going half ass, and then all of a sudden I'm
yeah.
down like 10-6. I'm like, okay, game's 11. I said, I gotta start
Hey.
playing. So yeah.
Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. I
No,
remember I was in the fifth grade, and a girl, she came new to the class, and it was one of those days where they were like, not like maybe like a show and tell, or just bring in whatever, like a toy or whatever it is you want. And she brought cards. She brought
wow.
cards, and like, yeah, I remember it was like, wow, it was NBA hoops and all that stuff, stuff we came up on. But I was like, oh wow, man, it was cool. And she had all her stuff in a binder, really nice. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I was super impressed because, like, like you don't think about that, but yeah, she had all her cards, man. She knew what she was talking about, so it was cool to see that.
Yeah, and it just goes back to your upbringing. So if you have a dad that's into sports, you know what I mean, and all
Yeah,
you have is a daughter or daughters,
that's exactly what it was with her.
yeah, you're
Exactly
gonna
what it
take and be
was.
like, come on, I'm gonna show you what this is all about,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool. Nothing
yeah.
wrong
Like,
with that, man.
which, by the way, as your daughter, is she anything sports wise, or is it all just
As
Stranger
far as
Things all
playing it
all day?
or just collecting it.
Collecting.
I mean, she likes Allen Iverson,
Hmm.
of course.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
she likes the Sixers. She watches games with me now, so that's ever since the playoffs. So she was upset when they got eliminated by Boston.
yeah,
Which, speaking of which, it's game
yeah.
one.
They're smacking them.
Yeah, Denver looks like it's running away with it. Unfortunately, oh well, it's what it is. But yeah, she's so she looks like she's gonna be into basketball. We'll see.
Okay, nice.
Your daughters, they didn't play. They were cheerleaders,
They
right?
were cheerleaders, yeah, yeah, but they were just it was just a fun thing to do. And I mean, my oldest daughter to this day, uh, you know, the my son and her, they're only a year apart, so they would almost cheer for the same, play. He would play and she would cheer for the same teams. And I said, "Oh, all them games you are your brother's football games. You ever learn?" She's like, "No, they just would tell us what to cheer and we would just do it, and that was it." It's like, okay, fair enough. She's like, we had no idea what was going on on the field. So
Right.
fair enough. Uh, so listen, man, we've hit the beginning of June. So basically, at the halfway point of the year, you could say, almost. But I wanted to ask you, what's the best card you've hit in the first 6 months of the year?
Best card I've
Picked
hit.
up.
That's a good question, bro. And I was really thinking about that. Huh.
Mine is easy. I can go first if you want.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's the Tyson PMG. I
Oh
mean
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's dude, a year ago, are you kidding me? Like that was a foreign card to me. I would see people who had that card, and I'm like, man, there's first of all, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna even see one, let
Mm,
alone afford one, because like it seemed like a mystical card that I would just see very few and far between. I never saw one online until late, like early this year, and the prices were five figures, things like that. I'm like, yeah, there's no way.
right.
Um, which, by the way, I mean, I can't wrap my head. I mean, maybe one day, five figures on the card, man. I guess some people could say four figures or three figures, whatever. But dude, five figures on the card. That's a big time move, man.
Dude, we were just talking about it. I forget exactly what the subject was. but my wife had said, a certain price for something, and
Hmm.
it wasn't a lot of money compared to what we're spending on cars. But in my mind, I was like, hell no, we ain't spending that
Oh, it
much.
was us with the pool.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Right, right. So I was like, there's no way I'm paying that. Oh, because it was that's what it was. It was we went to a company, and since I needed a new liner, I said we'll call the pool company that we normally deal with to see how much it would be to get the liner replaced. So she calls up and she calls me back. She's like, "Yeah, they're asking for like 3,500." I said, 3,500? I can get an almost goddamn new pool with that. What are you talking about, 3,500? And then but you flip the script and you put it into hobby talk, and 3,500 is like a lower tier,
Yeah.
mid end card. You know what I mean? Like it's a banger,
Right.
but it's still. We're thinking, man, if we can get that 10K or 15K, and God
Yeah.
forbid, 100K.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird how our mind just says, makes it okay in the hobby to spend that type of money on some
Yeah.
cardboard, like literally something that could go up and go down. Like we don't know, and we just have faith.
Yeah.
Or, they could say, okay, 3,500 to go ahead and get the pool. We'll do everything, water, it'd be good to go in a day, and you're ready for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, hell no. Because 2 years ago I did it and it was only like 1,100.
Yeah.
So now, you're telling me
Sure.
that it tripled in price in 2 summers.
Basically. I mean, listen, if you could pick up an Iverson PMG for 3,500 tomorrow, you wouldn't bat an eye.
Oh, bro.
You'd
A
be like,
real
where do I
legit,
sign
like
up?
a red PMG, a legit PMG, I would be like, yeah. I would like, man, that was a steal. And I tell my
Yeah.
wife, yeah, I only spent 3,500. What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. It's strange. And I
Just think,
forgot what my example was too. I had something going on. I forget the hell it was, but it was the same thing too. I was like, "What? That's crazy." But for a card, it's like, "Ah, yeah, no problem."
yeah, man. There's people walking around with these Zion cases. They got literal, like I always say, like they have cars sitting in their cases. A
Right.
$30,000 card, $40,000 card. Like if we were car collectors, you know what I mean? We could take these, sell them, and take that 100K that we have in that and get us a freaking ridiculous car. Um, but that's what some of these guys, these high end dealers, they have that type of money, and it all depends on what you want to do. You can choose to be a car collector or card collector. So it's whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about that perspective, man. That's so strange how we yeah, I don't know. I hear you. Right? You're like, 3,500 for a liner. You know how many like what? But
Yeah,
then it's like, dude, that's
but
not
that's
even
what,
a
and it's crazy. Like you just said that. I'm thinking in my mind what I could do with
yeah,
3,500 in the hobby, as
yeah.
opposed to spending that on getting that fixed so that my family can enjoy the pool, right away. So Splendid's saying, man, he needs his Jokic flawless to triple in price.
I
Which,
don't know that it will, but hopefully
no,
it does
you know
for
what?
you.
I think it will, bro, because
You
the
think?
dude, listen, he got the back to back. He was going for the three timer. So then everybody now they want to crap on Joel, saying he begged and he pleaded and he cried. Like he didn't do anything to
Yeah,
earn
yeah,
the MVP.
yeah,
So it was just voter fatigue.
yeah,
Jokic actually earned it. So in everybody's mind that is a Jokic fan, he should be a 3-time MVP. And now if you get the hardware, the finals, the championship with it, that's going to be definitely something that will
yeah,
raise his price
yeah.
level.
But
I don't know.
to triple in today's hobby, I
No,
mean,
that's gonna
hey,
be tough, but he's definitely gonna have a come up because I
sure,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, Steve, I hope it does. I'm just wondering. I'm like, man, triple is now. If you would have said this 2 years ago, then
Hey, Steve, I'm not turning it into an Embiid saga. What I'm saying is, it's not an Embiid saga, and I'm not. But there's a lot of people out there, probably including yourself. You just won't say it. That says Jokic should have had 3 MVPs, but the only reason that Joel got it, not that he earned it, but that he cried for it. He was begging for it, so they just gave it because he felt sorry for him.
yeah, I hear you. So Steve says it won't triple. He's just talking smack. Yeah, it's all good, Steve. But no, I mean, like I said, I speaking in real talk is, um, I think triple's a bit much, but it'll definitely take a because I don't see any scenario. I mean, it would be really tough for them to win the series and he not be the MVP. Um,
Uh,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I know that there are other
that's
players, but I'm
that's the
like,
narrative. That's the narrative.
right,
I
that's what I'm
haven't.
saying. Like,
Yeah, I'm here. I haven't
you know,
watched the game. I was looking at his stats. They don't look great. Let me double
Right, but
check.
I mean, it's just an accumulation
Yeah.
of the whole
I mean,
thing.
they're up 24
Yeah,
going into the fourth quarter. Like
yeah.
it's 84-60. Obviously, Hemi got some work to do.
God, I hate that name.
Why do you hate that?
It's just so silly to me. I don't know why.
He is him, bro.
Yeah, whatever. Just
So Jimmy Butler at the moment, 5 for 13, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 11 points.
yeah, it's like
Bam
a
Adebayo actually had a banging game. He's 12 for 23. He's going into the fourth quarter with 24 points. So he looked like he's the only one that stepped up. And then the Nuggets are kind of like across the board. Aaron Gordon 14, Porter 14, Jokic 15, Murray with 24. So Murray, bro,
yeah.
if
He could
Murray
be
continues at this pace, the pace that he's on, I know Jokic is the darling,
right.
but you can't deny what Murray's doing. You know, it's his addition. Like I always said, like Jokic is a great player, but without Murray and Porter, he couldn't carry himself. So, but that's like any team, Embiid needs
Yeah,
other players to step up. So Jamal Murray to me is the real MVP of that team because he puts them on another level. You throw that with what Jokic could do out there on the floor, and then Michael Porter hitting shots and doing all the little things, and then Gordon just bullying everybody. They got a well-rounded team, and then Pope out there hitting threes
yeah,
nonstop, and they have a nice little bench. So they got a great team. They did what they had to do to surround Jokic and make them a championship team. Which unfortunately, like the team like the Sixers, they had the centerpiece, but weren't able to surround him with shooters that would make sense.
for sure. So listen, get so um best card so far. Talk to me.
Best card so far. You know what? I'm gonna go with it because honestly, like what happened after the National, that's when I started collecting Stranger Things as far as card wise. So my whole thing was building the set, the Zero Cool set,
Mhm.
one by one, and getting those 21 cards. Then I went ahead and got them graded, and then after that, I kind of went into the Michael Jackson. I took a break from Allen Iverson. Um, so I was hoping, like when you asked that I would have had the card that is
Okay.
coming.
Yeah.
That's my best card that I got.
Okay. So we could just put it at as TBD.
I'll put it to TBD, but honestly, like this one, it's I was impressed with what I did to get this card, being the fact that the guy was asking $10,000 for
Yeah.
it. So this was the 2011 Panini Michael Jackson Diamond card. There's only 15 of these made, and it's just
Sure.
a really cool refractor type card with
Mhm.
Michael there with the sunglasses chilling from the side profile. And the guy that had it up on eBay, his first asking price was 10,000. And I was like, God damn. I mean, I love the card, but I was like, there's no way in hell,
Yeah.
I was just at that point, I'm lowballing all these guys that are out here with the MJ collections. And then this guy came. This was a newer type card because all the cards that I were buying were older Panini cards, like
Yeah.
1995 or older, like 85, and sometimes in the 70s. So, this was the newer card. So I was like, you know how it is. People they get it's a short print and it's a Gem Mint 10. So the guy was like, yeah, I'm gonna ask the moon for it.
Sure.
And then he first thing I put the little heart, followed it, and then right away he went from 10,000. The offer came in at 6,000. And I'm like, bro, if you think I'm gonna bite at $6,000 for that card,
Right.
I just ignored it. There was no
Yeah.
reply, no nothing. I was like, I'm not doing that 6,000. And then a little bit later, it was like 2,000. I'm like, nope. And then all of a
Say we're
sudden,
getting warmer.
yeah, next day, bang, it goes on auction, and it was like a 9-day auction. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna take forever.
Yeah.
And it was at 150. No, actually, it was at $50 for the entire 9 days. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this for damn near nothing. Which I did. I got it for like $160. So
Nice.
just the patience. It was just something that taught me, because we always talk about the FOMO and missing out because there was only one of these cards. There's it's a pop one.
Yeah.
And who knows who's opening up 2011 Panini Michael Jackson cards. There's a couple. I see them all over, but most of them are raw. And to buy them raw and hope and pray that it would
Yeah.
gem. So I was like, man, it got everything that I want. The look, the price. At $150, I was like, just being patient, and that's what this hobby's about, and which that's a big lesson that I've learned over the time is like, dude, just take your time. And the card that I have coming, that's one of those that it was a card that I from the very beginning. Well, I'll tell the story when I get it, but it was like that was one of the cards that I really wanted to do and get. And it's just it kept eluding me, and I finally got it at a great deal. So I'm very
Nice,
happy with that.
nice. Did you get that Sunday, Monday, Sat? Like what
What day?
over? Yeah, just over. I mean, it was over the weekend, but I'm just wondering because
Yeah,
as the weekend progresses and people are at barbecues and stuff like that, I mean, stuff's gonna come to the cracks.
that was on the 28th.
Okay, gotcha.
So on the 28th, I went one, two, three, four, five. I purchased 5 cards on the 28th. I purchased 1 card on the 30th, and then I purchased another card on the 31st. So I kind of went ham.
Gotcha. Big Memorial Day weekend for the
Yes, the mail day
people
is
in the
going to be
world.
nice. They're going to be all spread out because they're all going to
Oh, okay.
authentication.
Nice,
But I
nice.
got yeah, dude. I got some cards that are like they're outside the box. You know,
I like
they're
that.
bangers. They're what I collect,
Yeah.
but they're outside the box. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, let's
Okay.
see.
I like that. I like that. Splenda says Jokic is averaging a triple double in the playoffs. He says it's okay. Oz and Splenda bond over Barry Bonds. And Lumen says, "Don't you get me started on triple doubles." Yeah, Lumen, he's got some Russell Westbrook stories and stuff like that. So
Listen, you can't get a triple double if your team ain't hitting shots. So
yeah,
Murray guarantees Murray, Porter, Pope, and Gordon guarantee Jokic a triple double every game because he's going to get the rebounds and he's get at least 10 points. So I'm not saying like I'm not diminishing it, but when you have that type of team, it's a lot easier than when you have 3 guys that are ball dominant that they need to dribble 20 times before they get the shot up in Tyrese Maxey, James
yeah. Well,
Harden,
listen, that's
Tobias Harris. No, no,
that's a GM
that's a
problem,
GM.
not
Yeah,
a
they made a mistake. They got too many guys that need the ball. You know, they need to basically dribble, shoot.
right. Yep. So listen, card of the week time. Um, and Splendid says, "How many centers pass like Jokic?" Though, yeah. I mean, listen, this debate could rage on. I'm so glad that the season's coming to an end because I've had enough Jokic and Embiid for for the season. But I'll go first because you actually alluded to it, and my card of the week is Gem Mint 10, and in honor of the NBA Finals kicking off today, Game One, which our guy had one of the most impressive Game One. As Oz gets all excited over there, our guy had one of the most impressive game ones in an NBA Finals, and that is, obviously it's Allen Iverson. And my card of the week this week is Oz's favorite card, the Gem Mint 10 Dunkin' Go Nuts.
Ooh-wee.
Allen Iverson, nice and clear, no yellowing on that thing.
You
This
don't
will
even
go
want that to come.
back.
That needs to come home.
This will go back into the cave that I leave it sitting in. And yeah, man, love this card. This is actually one of the cards. Usually, I don't have stories about getting deals on cards because I tend to overpay or pay market the going rate. So I don't have a lot of stories of I got this at 70% of comps or but this I actually did get below comps. It's been a couple months now, and yeah, this love this card, love the look of it, and in a Gem Mint 10 as well, all day.
Bro, that is a banger of all bangers, bro. I love that card. I really,
Yeah,
really, really,
yeah.
really do.
Yeah, this is nice, man. 1998 Skybox EX Century. So,
That'll be mine someday. You already get, you sold the one
right. Yeah,
silver.
I sold the silver. I would rather have the gold, but
No, the
it's
gold.
up.
Yeah, I seen one, an
Me too.
SGC.
I saw one too. Which, by the way, you got to crack. If you guys didn't see it, we went live last night with Rob, sports card therapist, and Dustin, sports card dad, was on there, and he's got you got to crack that code, man, because he's got that secret hookup for the Stranger Things thing
Yeah.
stuff on eBay. So
No, he's going bananas. Like he got like the secret. Like this dude apparently has the binders upon binders of Stranger Things that he was just ripping box after box after box, which and he just has all the stuff sitting in binders, triple autos, double autos, just rare stuff that he has a nice pipeline. And
yeah,
the guy, since everything's raw, he's basically he's asking Dustin, how much would you pay for this?
right.
So it's like because a lot of that stuff, there's some out there, but it's so rare, nobody really knows the prices. So it's starting to gain momentum where a lot of the autos, the rare autos that are 10 and below, they're those prices are going through the roof. So
Yeah,
it's almost like, man, every time I turn, what I mean?
yeah,
It's like, damn, I got to get back to this because
right.
that's, or do I just remain patient? But the thing is, with Stranger Things, bro, I don't look at it as like as a play. I'm not looking at it as like,
Dude, I was about to say that. I don't even look at it like that. I look at it like, especially with that stuff. I look at it like when it comes up, it comes up. I don't feel like you have to be chasing it. Like I don't know. I just
but like, what I mean? It's not like I'm like hoarding and stocking up, Stranger Things cards for
right.
the ultimate payday down the road and be like, oh, I'm just gonna sell. I don't look at it like that. I look at it because I love Stranger Things, and I'm gonna give it to my daughter. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna give her these cards because that's what she loves. You know what I mean? So she's young, and it's gonna be that nostalgia part for her.
Mhm.
Um, and it's tough. It's tough.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know. I don't sense the like the urgency or stuff. I mean, yeah, you'd love to pick them up, but it's like, yeah, you'll get them when you get them, and
You
again,
get them
because
when you get them, but then
it's more
a
for
lot of
her.
the collectors of that, the people that collect that stuff, they're just like me. It's like they get them and that's it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not going to see them. So once they
mhm,
start dissipating off of eBay slowly but surely, you're not going to see those cards, man. And if you do, you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg because they know that not the people that got them are true collectors of that, so they're not willing to come up off of them.
Oh, dude, speaking of paying an arm and a leg, so remember I told you about that? I was building that Clemente run, and I needed the one card, and me and the one guy we were like, going back and forth, and we both collected. So I think we have a deal, but he went on vacation, so I gotta circle back. So I mean, this is like at this point, I'm like, I hope this thing goes through. But yeah, like I'm gonna have to I don't have to, but I am going to overpay because it is what it is. Like we both collected, and if I want to get it done,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know exactly what he paid for the card. I mean, I can't do the lowest where I'm like, oh, I know what you paid for that because the guy's gonna be like, yeah, so what? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to give a card that I didn't want to give up and overpay a little bit, but if it fulfills the rainbow, and I'm the only one that's gonna have it because I'm the one that got the 101. Nobody else does.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm like in that boat. And when we get that done, I'll recap it. Hopefully next week we can finally settle it in. But um, we'll see. And Spender said, that's what it's all about, boys. Collecting, like you
Yeah.
said. When you get those cards and they stay in their forever home, and it's really tough to get them out.
Yeah. And that's my only worry with the Stranger Things cards because I know exactly a lot of these people that are just like me, like Courtney from Reckless,
Hmm.
she's not looking to, she
I
loves
know.
those cards. You know what I mean? She's just her slap stocks. I think Dustin is more willing to come up off of them. I know he still likes them though. And I
Mhm.
think his kids love them. So that's even something like if he tries to get up off of them, they're like, "What are you, yo, whoa, hold on, what are you trying to do? Those are our
Yeah.
cards." And he's like, "Well, I was thinking."
Right. Right. Right.
So my card of the week, it's something very simple, and it's actually a card that I had previous, and at the last Fishtown card show where I set up, it sold, and it's just a favorite of my collection, and it's the 2003 Bazooka Allen Iverson, which I had just posted, the
Nice.
comic strip card, and it's just I love this card. I love this whole set 2003. The one guy I was chatting with when I posted this, he actually has all the the whole set minus the
Yeah.
LeBron. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I was thinking the same way you have the whole set behind you, like an uncut sheet
Yeah,
would be dope
that would be cool.
because it'd be like a big comic strip of all the superstars in the NBA.
That would be cool. I'm looking up because right now, I found the Terrell Owens one.
Oh, they got one too.
He has one too. It's $3 on eBay, and I gotta pick it up. But
Wow,
yeah, right there it is.
what does the comic say? What does it say?
The comic says that's another TD for TO. The guy, and then the one guy goes, "What's TO stand for?" And the guy answers, Terrell Owens, and the other guy goes, Nah, Triumph Optimizer. So, and it's in regards to at the time it says Eagles record. That was when he set the record for 100-yard receiving games. He had 7 at that point,
Nice.
and you know, yeah. So picking that up for $3 at some point. I
Yeah,
forget.
bro.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, those are cool cars, man.
They are.
You know,
They are. It's just something about it. I sold. I remember when I sold it, I was like, damn. And
yeah.
then I just again got back into my AI kick, and I seen it. I was like, oh, I gotta pick this up. Gotta get it. And it was on an auction, and I got it for a nice little price. So, these auctions were popping off left and right. Now it's just like when
Yeah,
you
man.
start really focusing in on them, bro, you can make a killing.
You can if you time it out right and you do your enough. Yeah, as Los would say, your due
Due
diligence.
diligence.
You definitely can come up on some nice stuff, and when when you factor in holidays and things like that, you know, because usually in the past I would never be paying attention, but like I said, when them holidays are coming up, there's opportunities to be had. So,
Check
but
this out, bro.
oh, look at that, Larry Bird!
This is my
Shout out,
Larry Bird sheet.
cousin Carmine. That's
These are the
cool.
real Larry Bird cards. None of that crap that they got what these kids are doing, these chunky patches. These are the real ones. Top 89 hoops. You
Yeah,
got your upper decks.
I love that upper deck, guys. Is that like 92 or 93 upper deck?
There's 90, 92.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the 89.
Yeah.
How about that art card right there?
Yeah, I like that, man. I used to think that those were like, when I would pull
Oh,
those
yeah.
type of cards, I'm like, oh wow, because they look different than all the rest.
That
But
one's going to be worth a lot of, like, those were like
yeah,
the inserts. You know what I mean? Like,
yep,
those are
yep,
the PMGs. Here's
yeah,
my Barkley.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's the that upper deck one is the Larry Johnson rookie year one.
Let me show you this one. Go ahead, talk a little bit.
No, no worries. Well, the thing was, when you show those cards like that, I'm thinking like, damn, man, like that the building when we talked about the binders, like imagine you put a binder like that together, like that's the jam, man. I mean, I don't know. Going back to Steve, where you're saying it's all about collecting, like to me, the building the binder and stuff like that, and things like that, where like that takes you back to a kid. 'Cause that's something you would do as a kid. You like pay your player pages, stuff like that, and
Yep.
yeah.
So this is my Larry Johnson
Oh, there it is.
when he was a rookie.
Yeah, nice.
He's
Yep, and there's
really
the
nice.
famous card, man, of him
Here's the famous
at
upper
the
deck card
on the mic. Yep,
on the mic with the hat on there.
yep,
And you had like these lottery. I don't know if you remember these lottery cards,
yep,
the number one draft pick.
yep.
Those
Yeah,
were always pretty cool. They would, congratulations, Larry, from all of us at the wild card for being a number one pick. And then right here, this is Dikembe Mutombo
wow.
and Alonzo Mourning. But this set, this limited edition set,
I actually like that card. Is that Billy Owens and Larry Johnson?
yes, Billy Owens,
Yeah,
Larry Johnson,
yep, that's cool, man.
NBA top prospects checklist.
Yeah.
But this takes me back, yo.
Oh
This
yeah, man, dude, that's crazy. Remember when Billy Owens let Sean Kemp go, and then Sean Kemp destroyed his boy? He
yeah.
just did the pointing out. Oh, well, that's one of the illest dunks. And oh man, you can. They did that today. They'd probably suspend him for taunting for, Yeah, he was. Ooh, that was awesome.
Yo, we talk about plumbers. We can talk about plumbers. Michael
Yeah, yeah.
Jordan playing with plumbers.
Hey, listen. Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah. I know. Listen, it's all good, brother. It's all good. So listen, brother. That's all we got for this week. Another week down in the hobby. Another week coming up. Monday will probably be a solo episode for the cousins, which is fun. Just trying a little something different for season 3.
Yes, sir.
But again, appreciate you guys in the chat. It's always fun seeing the comments over there. And like I said, check us out on Monday. It should be fun. It's always fun, actually. This is like when we're talking cards. I haven't had a bad day in the hobby yet. Well, no, I lie.
Kind of like
There was one time when card porn got in there, but other than that, it's been all right.
that's a Philly celebrity, Howard Eskin. He always they always, hey Howard, how's it going? Never had a bad day in my life, but he's always complaining.
Yeah. So, with that said, Oz, take us home.
Appreciate everybody out there, man. Once again, another Thursday night live. Love these things. Just getting back to the roots of collecting, checking out the binders and telling the stories. This is cool, man. So we're going to end this like we always do, and that is keep focused, keep positive, and keep collecting. Hey, yo, Tone, bring the beat back.